Welcome back for the post-match. It is Renegades taking on AVANT, and AVANT showing up on their map pick, taking it in a triple overtime. Threnna, I was watching from the sidelines, and oh my god, Sterling was on fire at the end. Multiple quad kills just to lock that one down, and some crazy play from everyone in the server. Renegades got so close, managed to carry it to that triple overtime. You thought that they might have been able to bring it back and get it over the line at the end, but it just didn't work out, and AVANT are looking strong again tonight. Now we have to head forward, but before we do, let's break that one down.
I mean, it's a similar symptom of what we saw last night for Renegades. Last night for Renegades, unfortunately, they got down to that 8-1 deficit. I think it's some of the individuals sort of lagging behind for Renegades a little bit. It's a contributing factor as to why they unfortunately dropped that map. But you have to really give it to AVANT. They played a very, very good game of Dust 2, particularly some of those CT sides of overtime, and Sterling getting warmed up toward the end of the game there, up to some incredible form that we know he's capable of. They definitely earned that map victory, and it's good to see some of these teams really testing Renegades. Order and AVANT really testing Renegades as of late, which is very, very good for competition in this region.
Yeah, I mean, that
even
is going to
Chiefs
be...
last night as well. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, that's all good. I mean, but now this is a real question for Renegades at this stage, is that they were forced to dig deep there. They were found wanting, right? There's just no answer to the Sterling threat right now, which is a dangerous part. We're coming into Nuke, which is the next map, and if Sterling's in that form, you have to really be scared as Renegades, because Sicko, towards the end, he fell off. The riflers couldn't land the shots either. What is the answer to Sterling? You can't seem to kill this man.
Yeah, look, it was a very interesting situation, especially yesterday on Nuke. We did see Renegades targeting that outers area a lot. And look, as you said, if Sterling's on fire, they are going to be in a bit of a pickle. And AVANT, they're pretty strong recently on Nuke rather as well. So Renegades really need to be second-guessing what they are going to be doing here. Something needs to be tightened up, because there was a lot of kills on the board, and it did come down right to the wire, but look, they need to find something there, find some answers, because AVANT, they're the ones with all the answers right now.
Yeah, look, I hate to take it away from any team when they win a series, but you do have to highlight the fact that's definitely not Renegades' A game. On a map like Dust 2, they definitely ran off to a pretty quick deficit. They've started out on the CT side, and like I said, some of the individuals not really showing up. So it's up to them to turn that individual form around, not have a slow start like we've seen in some of these maps that they've been losing, and also just have more consistency across the board on the individual performances. I don't think I've seen Hats have a tournament like this for a little while. Although there's plenty of maps yet to play, there's a whole lower bracket. I'm sure there's plenty of form left in these players. They just need to realise it pretty quickly. Otherwise, they might be heading towards that lower bracket pretty quickly.
I think the scary thing for me at the moment for AVANT is that all their players are looking absolutely on point. You can remember a lot of these rounds where you see, okay, Offnu's being the one that's struggling. He's starting to land a couple of shots, and when Offnu's on point, he can definitely drop 30s and 40s. The riflers now really picking it up as well. Sterling also just absolutely out on top, and I'm just not seeing that from the same for a lot of these Renegades players, right? That's the issue. Hats has been really, really quiet. Multi's only had a couple of good rounds, but he needs more than that. Can't just be relying on ins at this stage.
Yeah, well, we do have a couple of stats as well to look at from Sterling there. The man that you'd have to call him the MVP for the map. He was on fire, especially towards the end, just single-handedly locking it down a huge amount of rounds as well. And look, we've got some replays to have a look at, and I'm going to look at these while you guys tell me what happened.
Well, I mean, I'd like to see his stats before the later parts of the game, because I think at one point he was like 17 for 17. He was just going okay. He wasn't outstanding. He had some decent rounds here or there, but it's really when it came down to the later parts of the CT side. Look, he was like 20 for 20, and then he ends up 43 and 28. Like, so many multiple 4K rounds on that AWP on that CT side, just holding down that A side of the map. And that really helped AVANT play that CT side to perfection, because when you have an AWPer that's on fire in that car position, you can lean a little bit more heavily towards that B side of the map. You can trust him to hold that part.
I mean, I was going to say, it's not even that car position that Sterling found success in. All these rounds where he's just on the site, right? He's being pincered in from long. He's been pressured in from short as well. You can see AVANT, they're really scared over the B bomb site. They're stacking a little bit more there because they can trust Sterling. When he's hitting these shots, he's just not moving. He's just a turret that just pretty much sits there and just presses delete on anything that comes close.
I would second that. Like, half the time he's on that single box. Renegades know he's in this area. Like, he can barely move, but they just can't kill him. He just hits every shot when you're coming into his sight line.
Well, he's done it on one map. Let's see if he can do it on a second. We need to get to a break before we get into Nuke. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you soon for the second of the series.
Face-to-face when there's so many cooks in the kitchen sink. You got to be you, whatever you do, and make sure you get that rave review. Cause everybody knows when you put in the work to serve the main course and the fresh dessert, as sweet as ice cream and apple pie. Whatever you need to be satisfied, cause we got that recipe. Woo! Have a taste, test and see. Come on, serving up that specialty. We got that recipe.
The betters are moulding, and it's only going to continue on forward because AVANT are here to play. And Renegades, it's them now that have to pull the reverse sweep as we head into their map pick that is going to be Nuke. And if you look at the stats here, Renegades, they have a 100% win rate right now on this map in the last 3 months. But they've only played it 3 times. So do you think there's any chance there could be some shakiness going into the second map of the series?
I think shakiness is a pretty important thing to highlight because AVANT is a team who's pretty shaky, and then you look at stats that are like, 10 matches and they've got a 60% win rate. I mean, it's all a question of form for AVANT. Half of those matches, it's not necessarily the AVANT that's in the server today. So if they bring this form into the CT side of Nuke, if Renegades are slow to start on that T side, then you could really be looking at the pieces being put together for a 2-0. But it's up to Renegades, really. They definitely have a lot more in the tank. This is not their A game by any stretch of the imagination, and they still have a lower bracket. So it's not really like there's a whole lot of pressure for them to pull something crazy out here.
Yeah, absolutely. They still have a second life, but my whole thing here is, once again, it's going to come down to this Rams control, I feel like, in this outers area coming into Nuke. And the problem for Rams right now for Renegades is, where is Hats? Is he going to be finally stepping up? He's had a quiet couple of games so far. This is the part where he needs to start shining for Renegades, because that's such a critical component.
A critical component indeed. Now, Kev, before we let you go, do you want to give us a quick score prediction?
That's a tough one. I'm still going to give Renegades the benefit of the doubt here. They're going to take this maybe 16-14. It's going to go all the way.
Right, 16-14, another close scenario, and it looks like it is going to be Renegades grouping up for an early ramps bust.
Sterling going to be playing behind the smoke that he has thrown. Going to be ran at by all of these Ts. It is only a 1-for-1, and APOC gets flushed off this angle as well.
But he's still able to fight for a moment. It is the drop down to lowers for Renegades. Just making it look easy peasy lemon squeezy. Blitz over towards the stairs now as he makes his way forward. Too many Ts gazing toward the position though. Hazza coming in to bolster the defense.
Yeah, the CTs have good control here though. They do have some control of windows, like you said, with Blitz over there. They do have someone over towards Decon. So Renegades, they've got to hold on to this site from that dark spot and Megaton.
Yeah, it's the 3-man push over towards control and double doors now. One at Decon and some strong positions for Renegades to be in to hold now. Oh, over towards the back side. That's going to be spotted. Elfnu managing to draw some blood. It's Malta going okay before APOC manages to shut him down. One-on-one now. APOC versus Sicko, both having quite large performances on the first map. Oh, and the positioning's almost worked out, but APOC hits the shot. Unfortunately, there is no time remaining, no kit, no clue for the man, and Renegades getting out to an early lead with one round on the T side already.
That's exactly what you want to be seeing for them. No slow start this time around, getting straight into the action on the T side. AVANT going to be buying up here. APOC with a hell of a lot of kills with that USP is going to buy himself a scout and still have $1 grand in the bank. So that's not too bad.
Not bad. Good size.
Good bank account.
Nice little flash there to boot as well.
Flash to flash.
Looks like Renegades aren't getting too over-ambitious or over-aggressive in any direction just yet. Ince, might have just spotted APOC there on the jump peak.
Do have Sterling with the Deagle going straight in towards Secret as well. So very much a pretty strong emphasis towards this outers area. You have that one player with the CT over towards Annex. So it's off new Sterling and APOC, all sort of focusing on outside. The other two players very close towards upper on top of Hut. And Renegades chosen the perfect part of the map to make a move. No one in ramp room. Easy control established for the Renegades. And now they've just got to decide, are they going to go back towards lobby, maybe retake outer control, or just commit towards lower? And that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to try and get this bomb down. No response from AVANT, but they still do have some control of windows, some control of decon, and they're just going to have to hold on tight for the retake.
Speak about some quality decision-making. Renegades not spotting a single person initially, and Hats unable to see a thing. Again, it is going to be the two-man push. Sicko down for the double. Hats will actually fall to a blinded Hazza. He's found both the kills so far. Still at a 3v3 standing. Is now over towards the ramps there. Offnu trying to make his way back in, but it is going to be the tale of two towards Mega. Hazza hunting for those heads. Unable to find anything. It's Dexter doing the damage again. Two for him at the end to lock it down for the double on the board there. And Renegades send it to a 2-round lead.
With 3 players surviving, pretty happy with that. If you're Renegades up against the Force, opening the doors either which way.
Oh, so lucky to get that second kill as well.
Well, Avant, they're just going to have to take a save now. Wait for the next round.
And a faster approach over towards Radio now. Renegades considering heading into Hut. But Avant forced to be standoffish here. No armor as well is going to certainly hurt them.
Same thing from Renegades this time around, it looks like. Getting ready to go towards that ramp room.
Ooh, Apoc wanted to make his way to said ramp. The flash will send him packing. And now, as you can see, there is at least one person this time down towards the lower site. It's going to be Sterling, flushed out by that Molotov, and he is not going to be able to get to a close position yet to utilize this Zeus to its full effectiveness. Looks like Vents is the call, and he's hoping that Renegades get a bit over ambitious and overextend into his crosshair.
That's really all there is here for Avant. Just very much setting up for exits. Walking towards ladder base. Sicko just minding that angle from the headshot box.
Or maybe an opportunity to come in behind Hats. Still got Dexter waiting. Sterling now has laid the trap, and he hears this one coming. Sterling gets it with the Zeus. Unfortunately, it's not an AK, it's just a Galil that he's picked up, but at least he gets the BM of that little electric zapper. And there's going to be 4 alive for Renegades at the end, so minimal economic damage done. Dexter, he was going to go for that upgrade anyway, so no worries for the Renegades as we head into round number 4.
Fire being put together. See what the approach is going to be for them. Whether it'll be a stock standard approach, are they going to lean heavily towards Secret early on? Is it going to be a approach towards Outers? Actually, it's Sterling AWPing towards Radio, I was going to say, but actually he's just throwing out that initial smoke to assist Apoc in holding down that ramp room. Already seeing Offnu drop down the vent early on after establishing that no one's rushing through Squeaky. Will start to make his way towards Secret.
Renegades still gravitating over towards their spawn, looking to throw some late Outers smokes. And often in this position, be able to react accordingly. Seemingly miscommunication, both smokes in a wrong position there. Sterling was forced on the line as a second one comes to complete the wall.
After he gets a kill from Secret side before the Molotov slows him down, so it's going well. Looking like Renegade's going to bust out door though.
Oh, Blitz in a perfect position to deal with this one. Dexter on an entry, but Sicko for the trade. Renegade's now able to dominate the upper site. Man still at heaven, going to be forced back by the molly. That's going to be Sterling, who wants to go toe-to-toe. Malta in this position at Outers is able to potentially get a flank going.
Maybe. Applying pressure towards ladder base, but only gets that 1-for-1 as Offnu comes straight up Secret. Both of these players repositioning towards Annex. Renegades retaking that lobby control. Going to be a crossfire between Squeaky and the site. Plenty of flashbangs to play with as Sicko's wireless mouse goes haywire.
In comes the utility and in come the troops as well. Sicko in a solid position, but Hats on the cross denies anything. Offnu falls, and that is Sterling's sign to Chucky Yui smash it over towards the CT area and try to save this AWP, but he's not going to go down without having a swing. Unfortunately for him, there is no tease going into his crosshair, so at least he will be able to carry this AWP forward.
Definitely can purchase up some pistols and armor around that AWP. Make the round more difficult for Renegades. But I'd say they're already off to the start that they're looking for.
If 4 rounds on this T side is a solid beginning. At this point, I'm expecting Renegades to go for the 8-7, maybe even 9-6 half. They are playing a completely different game to what we saw before. AVANT have gone for a light investment. You've got APOC half armor with the MP9 and nothing found through the smoke yet. Body shot onto Sicko connects, but Ofnu falling. The sacrifice, not quite worth it yet. APOC. A solid position, close range with this SMG. Looking to wreak some mayhem. Bomb comes through the doors. Oh, APOC is going to be cleared. Great utility usage to completely clear the B site. And there it is. Surely another on the board. Sterling, he'll just be looking to save from this position.
Don't see that flash too often. Through the windows onto the ramp there, just looking to blind all the side as you come out the door. Lovely little touch there from Renegades, just dotting their I's and crossing their T's and clearing out that anti-eco much more cleanly. Don't want to be giving APOC additional money and bit of blitz as well behind that headshot box. So really not missing a beat here. Renegades looking extremely switched on.
Super sneaky. Malta getting it done and making Elfish Guy proud. That's pretty hard to do sometimes, isn't it?
Possible.
Higher standards than Kev. Oh, no. Okay, Kev has just walked into the room. He has started flossing. It's not 2019, Kev. Get out of here. Please. I'm trying to work here. God damn it. Well, I'm done. Your turn.
Okay.
Bring me back.
From where?
It's a dark place over here.
Well, Sterling's going to cross early to secret this time around. Nice nade out from AVANT. And looks like a pretty quick pinch through Annex for Renegades. See if AVANT is going to be ready for this.
Interesting smokes used as well, just to try to draw the attention of Ofnu, but Ofnu will swing back at the perfect moment. Blitz finds a hole in all these smokes on the A site and will take down Dexter. Big pick to get, but bit of redemption. Sicko expecting this push is actually going to be Hats now to pick up that one. It's back to the 3-on-3 scenario. APOC with a tight line, waiting to spot someone on the cross. But as you can see here, Malta has snuck his way forward. And will be sliding his way into heaven. Perfect position to react there, though. After APOC knocked Sicko down a notch. Bomb needs to be retrieved from warehouse now.
Blitz in a pretty good position. Hazard as well, just taking that lobby control. So Renegades only now just picking up that bomb with 40 seconds on the clock.
Oh, great positioning from Blitz as well. Isolates the fight and will fall back into the night. Stealing this one away. The Thief, Blitz, finally putting the round on the board for AVANT here on the defense. But that is a costly round, and even though they've got that win, it's looking quite unlikely that they'll get a nice buy on the board. Not as nice as Renegades, who had plenty of cash in the bank. A full tank.
Starting to turn around this CT site. It's going to be a long road. Very quick one, straight out of door from Renegades.
And now Hazard. Defensive utility used. Perfect pop to blind one of the men, but Dexter dodges it and finds the site himself. Now, that's 3 men that have fallen so far. Still a man advantage for AVANT, who are looking to go for the retake here on the A site.
Yeah, Renegades is going to throw them for a bit of a loop, though, as they immediately dive straight down vent. But AVANT's very well aware of this. Quick rotation down, Megaton. Sterling's going to pick Malta crossing off the site. AVANT putting themselves even further ahead, but Sicko's getting active. He's trying to stop them coming straight down the secret, but it is only a 1-for-1, putting a lot of pressure on Dexter's shoulders in this 1-on-3.
And APOC, he's tapped the bomb at the perfect moment. Dexter trying to reel this spray in, but it's only the defuse that is reeled this time. Big fish caught there by AVANT. 3 alive at the end, so the economy can finally have a bit of a booster. Renegades will allow Dexter to survive at the end, but everyone's still able to buy up around him. That's 2 on the board for AVANT now, who are looking to make this comeback happen quickly.
Still probably need to put 2 more gun rounds together if they're going to put Renegades on a save, but at that point, you're building up quite a lot of loss bonus for the T side. So Renegades been very responsible with their economy. Putting themselves in an excellent position to continue to fight for rounds for the foreseeable future. It's not going to be an easy comeback into the half for AVANT.
APOC, aggressive play. Oh, and missed opportunity. How does Dexter survive there? I just don't know.
Spectator smoke.
They don't exist anymore.
Don't exist.
No, they got rid of them in a patch years back.
There you go.
Maybe a year back.
I'll hear it from MC first.
Okay.
Either way, though.
All right.
It's getting cheeky inside this secret smoke. They need to make something happen then.
Oh.
Just doesn't quite get the timing there. Neither does Offdu. And AVANT's going from bad to worse. Likely to put them on a single save. If they do not convert a 2-on-5. And it's now 1-on-5. If things go bad to worse, Renegades very much on top of them at this point.
Look, you've heard of Sneaky Pete, but it certainly didn't work out for him that time. Just a bit too loud with his footsteps through the smoke there. Renegade's very aware, and Sterling blinded, unable to watch himself die. What a situation to be in as Renegade's starting to look hot.
Probably for the best.
Why's that?
I don't know if I would want to see myself die back.
You sound like a scaredy cat.
Okay, bro.
There you go. That's what true alphas would say.
Yeah, true alphas who eat an entire bag of pods in one sitting.
Hey, I don't know anyone that's done that. I left 4 at the bottom, so it doesn't count. Anyway.
A little snacky for later on.
A little snacky for later on, you know me. Anyway, we do have a lot of action towards outers now. AVANT tried to get aggressive early there with the Deagle, but it was turned around. Renegades starting to inch forwards.
Yeah, put themselves in a good position here to try and get a 7th. All they need to do is just not get one deeged. Get ready to throw these outer smokes, maybe? Maybe they're just going to walk through outers dry, take the fights.
That was a situation as well where you can see even the pros get caught off by the map sometimes, looking like the bomb was right at his feet. Dexter had to go all the way around to the front of the garage door because unfortunately on Nuke you can't open that garage door. Anyway, Renegades starting to make their way around to hell with those progressive smokes. Good flash to allow the entry there. Off Nuke forced into Renegade's hand, and oh no, it's going to happen again. APOC almost falling fully to the Molotov. As Renegades go back to secret after causing a fuss there down towards hell. Through the halls they go. Solid positioning from the CTs may just work out. Unfortunately, that's going to be a couple of whiffed shots. Just a couple too many as well. So Hazard and Blitz. Look, it's a 1v4. Ints on 1 HP makes it maybe achievable in some crazy world. But AVANT are looking much slower here. Over on Nuke. Well, I don't know if it's AVANT looking slower or Renegades just look like they have finally turned on.
Yeah, I would say it's more of a case of that. This is probably the first map in this tournament, really, that I've seen Renegades actually play like themselves.
Yeah.
The whole series against Chiefs, it was like, yeah, they're all right. They're going all right. And that first map on Dust, you know, not to take anything away from AVANT. They played a good game, but definitely was not peak Renegades performance. This is a little more like it.
All right, so now you know. Sit in control room after planting over towards the silo there, and you take, what, grand total of 10 HP of damage. That's, look, that's a little broken. If you have an explosion underground like that in a nuclear power plant, I feel like no one should survive. But...
What if it's fake?
Unrealistic, unplayable. What is this game? What does this game become?
Become difficult for AVANT, that's what it's become.
Certainly has. Well, name something more Australian than... actually, no. I was going to say teams taking each other's map picks, but Dust 2 was actually AVANT's map pick. Which is confusing because leading up until the last couple of weeks, Renegades certainly have looked like the best team in Australia on Dust 2. But AVANT and Chiefs certainly testing that theory. now as we head into the 10th. Avant finally back on the rifles, and it's their chance to get back into the game and not let Renegades run away with this on the T side.
Yeah, but now Renegades is throwing a bit of a spanner in the works, throwing a hell of a lot of utility to sort of simulate the fact that they might be going for a under ladder wrap. But Avant had actually lent 3 players over towards Outers in that round, so it's pretty much just a case of scissors, paper, rock there. They shut down Outers entirely, and APOC hasn't been caught off guard towards ramp at all. So it's gone about as good as possible for Avant in this round. Like I said, essentially a case of scissors, paper, rock, just putting the right players in the right positions.
Mm-hmm. And now it is Malta and Sicko looking to try to bring this back from the brink. 2v5, Sterling on a solid position. Sicko seems to be aware of this. He's done his homework, but unfortunately he has not hit this shot this time. Sterling on a tear, misses a couple of attempts at the wallbang, but will find it in the end. Molotov not quite finishing him off there, and a beautiful 3K for him this round sends Avant to a 3rd as well.
Live. It's about as good as you'd want if you're an Avant fan. Get that economy moving along nicely and put themselves a 3rd round on the board. This half is anything but pretty.
Did Dexter have full HP there? Did he not have head armor, or
Couldn't tell you, Mac.
did he cop a nade? Maybe he copped the nade early. Anyway, it is a battle for Squeaky, it seems. Flashes over towards the A site. Lined in a couple of Avant there, but they've gone loud, and they've gone forward as well. Look at that, straight into radio.
It was a bit of a lobby pressure there, with Renegades, the majority of their players being over towards outside. It's essentially on Dexter to just try not to get picked off, but unfortunately hasn't caught the timing very well.
Yeah,
Definitely caught off guard by that radio push.
Blitz and Sterling not quite spotting the cross, but they've certainly heard the smoke. So with this, a reaction from Blitz to go down lowers.
There's already 3 players here, mate. I mean, APOC's backing off back towards ramp room, but... Oh, no, the timing's just gone very, very badly for Avant in 2 different duels, but APOC, he's adjusted nicely.
Yeah, huge coverage from Renegades to get back to this point, but Ince now down below on 19 HP. He's hoping that he can work the angle here. He knows that someone needs to be on the opposing side of the rafters, but there it is, Sterling with the coverage, making sure Ince could not get out from the corner there. Bad boy, go to the naughty corner, sent straight back in, and Renegades still only with 7 rounds as Avant find a 4th.
Yeah, it's job done at this point for Renegades.
It certainly feels like it.
All they need to do is just get across the line a couple more times with a few of these gun rounds, whereas Avant, I mean, they need every CT gun round going forward, and they're playing like it. Some really, really good setups. Initially, that set up towards Outers, as well as APOC with the defense from ramp room, and then in that round, the lobby crunch, or the lobby pressure, it wasn't really a full-on crunch on lobby. They're just kind of poking from hut, poking from ramp, picking off Dexter, and then reacting to the Outers pressure with the good rotations. It's exactly what you want to see from Avant. And it's going to really give them a bit of a boon to their money. 7K in the bank for APOC, 5.6 for Sterling. You're feeling pretty happy about that if you're Avant.
Certainly would be cheering. Now let's just see where they decide to utilise their weaponry and utility this round off Nuke. Dropping that molly at Outers early, making sure there's no early wall of smokes. And it looks like 3 Molotovs, or 4 rather, have all been used by Avant that early, just expecting a faster approach from Renegades. No shift in momentum just yet, though.
Nothing going on in the Renegades camp.
There's the 5th Molotov, so none left for Avant.
Not really any utility left to speak of for Avant. Now comes the wall of smokes on Outer for Renegades. Gonna send Malta forward.
Molly doesn't quite hit the mark there. Neither does Sterling, looking for something dry through the smoke. Off Nuke. We'll topple Malta for now. There's the man advantage, which is all Avant really have to play with here. Good positioning from Hazard. Can he multi-frag though? There's the bomb. Second brought back. Blitz as well with the coverage of Squeaky. Perfect positioning and a perfect round so far. 5v1. Ince, what have you got for us?
Just needs to go for damage, essentially. 2 or 3 kills and you'll be cheering as ins.
He did spot the jiggle at Heaven as well. 30 seconds, so time is also against him. If it wasn't already dire enough. And, oh, he's about to be spotted. Unfortunately, doesn't fully commit to the angle. It's Hazza on the line. And will find himself the 3K for the round. Huge hold there at Hut to lock it down for Avant.
Yeah, and that's going to put Renegades on the single eco. They have had so many very clean gun rounds. Their economy is absolutely booming. And they've got 4 AKs for that one-tap potential.
Oh, that's nice.
Which, I mean, you've seen both Hassa and Ofnu do some pretty dirty one-tapping.
Or Blitz, or Ofnu rather. Find that pick early. Ince, the victim. And again, this man advantage has been found by Avant and another as Hats tried to cross Dryder's secret. Didn't quite work out. Ofnu knows there is another man at Outers currently. APOC dealing with Dexter nicely, and it's all up to Sicko, 1v5, and he's got much less of a chance than what Ince had in the previous. Able to take this engagement, but it seems like Sterling will fall to hell. And the encapsulation comes through as Blitz is now. It's a matter of moments before he comes in on this flank. One going to be held. Sterling misses that one, but there's the flank. Blitz gets it done. Headshot from behind, and that is going to be looking easy peasy lemon squeezy. Look how much money Avant have after that round.
I mean, tends to happen when you survive with 5 alive, like 3 or 4 rounds in a row. Doesn't happen too often, especially in the Oz scene, where it seems like pistol bullets are like magnetic or something to people's head domes. Either way, though, Avant coming back into this half in a big way, really trying to shut Renegades out of it, make sure that they can get themselves that 8-7, which is still not a super impressive scoreline, but in terms of the momentum heading into the next half and just knocking the confidence of Renegades and the momentum of them, they're doing an excellent job. Renegades is definitely not a team that you want to let get confident, because that's when you're going to start to see some of the cheeky plays out of players like Inz or Dexter, who will just be like, oh, I'm just going to walk through ramp room this round and get behind your entire team. Maybe like a quick vent drop or something.
On that same note, Renegades really cannot get complacent. They are on the line, on the border of dropping down to the lower bracket if they lose this map. But Ofnu kicks things off well again here in round 14. 50 seconds, and Sterling's been blinded for so long, manages to get away with murder onto Hats. Dexter finding APOC as well, lurking on the opposing side of the map, but he's going to be pushing through elbow here on the flank. However, all the actions at Outers for the moment. Sterling about to be wrapped on, but he needs Hazard to do something here. Making his way into the corner of Annex, still maintaining control of the A side, but there's that flank we were talking about before. Dexter gets it done, pushing straight through the ramp room. Now it's all up to Blitz and Hazza to get this one done, as Malta has just fallen. So Blitz's position known. Dexter spotting the jiggle peak. Try to hold the line, force back. Blitz now has the time to play with, but it's Hazza on the line, looking sharp as nails with another headshot as we head to the final round of the half. This is neck and neck.
It's going to be really limited utility available for Renegades. The score says it's neck and neck, but these last, what, 9 rounds? Something like that? What are they up to there now? My math is bad. Yeah, don't do maths on stream, guys. Really, don't do it.
It was 6-7.
It was like...
No one
what
could
was
be
up?
on 9
What was
rounds.
Renegades up, though? They were like 5-1 or something like that.
Yeah, I think it was like 6 or... 6-1?
They were up 5 or 6 or something like that.
It was 6-1. Avant got to a second. Renegades got to a 7th, and then I think
Hasn't Avant won like 6 in a row or something?
This
is where I wish I just
5.
had. I had my own mouse and keyboard, and I could just press tab, and I could just work it out for myself.
It's just here.
Yeah, look, graphics
just
and
there.
HUDs are nice.
Pilly.
HUDs are nice, but I just like the old-fashioned way, where you all can just get along and hit tab. Be in GoTV.
It was in front of your face, Pilly. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, the information was there. And that is exactly what both teams are looking for right now. As much information as possible to secure this final round of the half.
Well, Renegades, they're pretty limited by their utilities, so they might be pigeonholed into going for a certain kind of strat. And in this case, it might just be trying to find a good timing to go towards ramp room very quickly. Feels like AVANT's ready for that, though. I mean, APOC and Blitz together here. Oh, the boost as well. The perfect round to go for it.
Oh, they missed it on the jump, though, so that could have actually been heard.
CT setups have been on point for AVANT every time.
Dexter snuck through and, oh, not going to hard clear the boost there. Nice peek on the contact, but unfortunately for AVANT, they'll only turn it into a 2-for-2. So Renegades quickly making their way to lowers, but the Bombers there isolated. Sterling, he's managed to rotate just at the perfect moment, and now AVANT look like they could be going in with the advantage to the second half, but Malta falls down, and it's all up to Ince again, this time slightly better odds in the 1v3. Molly forcing Sterling out of the bottom of the stairs there. Bomb retrieved, but Ince, no. Thought he had not much time remaining. Caught with his knife out, caught with his knickers down, and hopefully he'll be able to pull his pants back up because we have a half time to get through. Second half on the other side of this break.
I remember days that we spent. I remember time that we made. I'm thinking on the day that we met. Hope you know I'm glad that we waited. Can't forget those walks in the cold, long drives into nowhere. Tell me how it feels when I hold you tight like we don't care. I'll come whenever you call. I'll run right into your arms. Oh, hold on whenever you fall. 'Cause you changed me, ooh, you changed me. I'll come whenever you call. I'll run right into your arms. Oh, hold on whenever you fall. 'Cause you changed me, ooh, you changed me. I'll come whenever you call. I'll run right into your arms. Oh, hold on whenever you fall. 'Cause you changed me, ooh, you changed me. I'll come whenever you call. I'll run right into your arms. Oh, hold on whenever you fall. 'Cause you changed me, ooh, you changed me.
Take your things 'cause it's over. You can cry on my shoulder. Waste my time and I told
To wake back up, let the alarms ring. Apparently we woke up Shroud before we went to the break, so Mikey mate, I'm so sorry, I do apologise. Go get a nana nap, I'm sure it's late over in NA. Well, here we are, second half is live and the action has already begun. Ince managing to slot one straight through Squeaky as Hats as well finds the head of APOC. Now AVANT, they need an answer for this situation. Ince is trying to find something. Smoke doesn't quite hit the mark. At least this angle is going to be covered, but Malta still on site, just wrapping around, ring around the rosy. Tries to knife him, gets it done, and Hazard falls. Oh, the BM at the perfect moment. Renegade starting strong in the second half.
That's not even BM, that's just tactical. The air strafe in conjunction with the knife, what are you even going to do against that? Legit,
Absolutely
he's
calculated.
legit just Bruce Lee'd him and just jumped into the air and knocked him out.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Well, into round 17, we have Gone and Avant. They have gone for the force buy here.
Yep, not going too well. Already copping some grenade damage, but they are just going to very quickly cross the secret. Going to be putting a fair amount of pressure on Dexter, but
Oh,
that's a great catch.
the dunk. Middle stump. Beautiful bowling. And it's a matter
I'm
of
so
moments.
over this.
Oh,
I'm just so over this. Yes, thank you, Dexter. Stop this madness. You can't just crab walk into a smoke like that.
Oh, and Hats as well. As Dexter drawing all the attention on site here. The 1-for-1 trade seems to be enough as Dexter continues to make this round hurt for Avant. There it is, Dexter finishing it off. Strong 4 kills there on the anti-eco. And it is going to be the 9-8 scoreline. Renegades back in the lead.
Justice. Need to start some hashtags on Twitter against people who crab walk into a smoke.
Yes.
Can't think of anything catchy though. Anything for me, Mac?
No, I'm waiting.
Don't
I'm
wait
hoping.
for me.
You've crawled into
I
a
don't
hole.
even use my Twitter.
Of course, of course. You do like to sell out lately, though. I have noticed that.
What? How?
You.
What am I selling out for?
What? I don't know. Whatever your Twitter tag is. Anyway, it looks like these pistols may just be able to get some damage done off. You're waiting for the repeak, but Sicko comes back with a pistol of his own and spots the little old head on top of Annex there, but wants some more. Can't quite find the head. 16 HP for Sterling. No dreams remaining as Ince gets it done from afar. And Renegades send it to double digits as they start to make this reverse sweep happen.
Yeah, looking pretty solid. Got to get into some gun rounds though. Finally, Avant will oblige us. Full investment, no AWP, but all of the utility you could possibly want.
Heavy focus on outers from Avant here, at least a couple of the players. Looks like we are going to see some utility lined up on T-Roof, ready to go for a bust.
It's going to be the left side wall of smoke from Avant. They're not really using it very heavily though. It's just Blitz being left to lurk. While the rest of Avant, I guess they're trying to pull a rotation and then just bust straight out the door, but it's not worked out for them at all. Malta doesn't let him bust through that smoke at all. An easy 2-man spray down for the man.
Solid decision making. Unfortunately, nades himself before falling to Offnu there, and it is going to be Dexter to turn it into the 4v2 now. Offnu and APOC trying to back away from radio. Not wanting to send too many messages, but whole lot of noise has been made now. Let's look at this aggressive positioning from Hats as well. He snuck his way into trophy. Bomb needs to be retrieved from Avant. It's out in no man's land outside Squeaky. Hats will be fully cleared, but the off angle works wonders. Offnu falling. And it's APOC versus the world, but he's made a whole bunch of noise here over on T-Roof. And this is looking like yet another Renegades round.
He's just running back and forward. Thinking about his life choices up to this point, wondering how it's all gone so wrong. Seeing if he can bait out a CT and get some additional kills. But Inns on this off angle would be surprised if he's checked.
He's got the shadow advantage there as well, so everything playing into Renegade's hands, and that is going to be 11 on the board. Avant able to maybe get a half buy going here. That's probably best case scenario. I doubt we'll see a force given the situation. And there it is again, Malta. Here's that door open, and it's more than enough to just let loose.
Yep. And to go and be loose, sometimes you just need to go for some pistols and armor, Mac. You don't. I don't always need to be saying something, you know.
Of course. No, you
Sometimes
don't.
it's okay to just watch the game.
Let's sit back and watch as Sicko has a bunch of pistoly boys all running towards him.
What do you even do?
No, not
Just trying
much.
Just trying to come through elbow, just trying to chill out on a Thursday night. And you just get double dinked by APOC and are potentially going to get ecoed.
And that's happening. Well, so Sicko, we thought that he would be the recipient of a sent strat straight down ramp, but instead it is Avant going up to heaven and looking like they've clawed around from essentially nothing.
And I didn't really want that to happen, only because I know that Kevin Karatsu is going to come onto this analyst desk and be like, and then AVANT, they won that critical round with the pistols.
All right, well, let's just write that one down. Round is it? Round 20. Beautiful.
Round 20. What do you reckon? Solid impression of Karath?
Yeah, you almost got his voice correct there.
Thanks.
Great job, great job.
Just need to maybe up the whingy tone a little bit more.
Yes, you need to act like everything's going wrong all the time.
Need to get into character a little bit more. World's against me.
What'd you have for lunch?
I don't know, but I'm feeling upset about it.
There you go. Perfect Kev impression. 10 out of 10. Lovely. Well, into the 21st round we have gone now. 9 to 11. Renegades still with the 2-round lead, as AVANT are able to purchase up after keeping a few alive at the end. Sicko managing to keep that AWP alive himself.
It's the contact straight into ramp room. Pressure on Hats, and he's just going to chill back. Rebounding that smoke off of the Megaton. And AVANT, after pushing him off, are just going to walk back into lobby side. Have Blitz hiding behind Annex, trying to pick the right moment to try to sneak through Annex there as AVANT gets ready for this play into uppers.
You could see that they'd conditioned Renegades as well. Malta fully focusing on the top of heaven, just not wanting the same thing to happen as the previous round. But still, this rotation from Sicko, who's clearing elbow. There's no tease there, though. It's AVANT. They've gone back to Squeaky. Crossfire, not quite established. As Dex with the top of hut needs some more, but it's off new to do it. Malta from sight now needs to hold it strong. But he is going to crumble like a rock. APOC opens up the A site. Bomb plant secured for Annex. Now that one was covered as well. They are aware of a player in vent. Now Hats trying to lead the charge on the way back in. Solid positioning from Blitz here at CT vent. APOC trying to draw a whole bunch of attention, but Blitz gets it done on the rifle. Strong as ever. Sicko not expecting the aggression.
Just don't stop swinging. Just keep swinging, Blitz. Get him.
Don't tell his missus though, all right?
I won't.
Good.
Keep
Well,
it a secret.
Round 22, and AVANT are able, or trying, to even up the odds this round. And there it is again. Blitz just getting everything for himself. Hungry on the rifle.
Let's put Renegades on a save, allowing AVANT to potentially close this scoreline. And I would say, you know, if someone was to come onto the desk and say that that round that they won on the eco was critical, I would not disagree with that statement. Definitely given AVANT the lifeline that they need. But Renegades winning a round like that would definitely help, and Hats somehow got that kill through the smoke onto Hazard, got himself an AK. It's a recipe for success for Renegades. They're also a team who doesn't mind a bit of a cheeky pistol round win.
Sicko hoping to play the gap in the smoke here. AVANT not quite crossing that direction. Looks like they are focusing over towards Secret, and there's the entry. Insfine's won with the USP, so good job given the situation. Malta can't quite get back to Decon. Does sneak away, however. The AK is not quite enough, and uses the sound bait as well, hoping that AVANT do run into his trap, but they're just going to go straight up the vent, find Sicko, find that A site. These rotations had already come out from Renegades. And now Hats, he's got his hands on an AK, but it seems like the save is the call already.
AVANT's avoided that one nicely. That round could have definitely gone pear-shaped pretty quickly.
It was very creative routing to get back up to the A site from that position. It was follow the leader, and that was what worked, so you can't fault it. Good damage so far from Renegades. And Hats saving an AK is a nice little bonus to the round. But AVANT, there it is, 11 on the board, and not looking like they are willing to give up just yet on the T side. If they turn this into a 2-0, if I told you today, before we started casting, that AVANT were going to 2-0 Renegades, what would you have said?
I would have said, well, yeah, maybe it's the upper bracket game, and Renegades has been a bit slow to start in this tournament. But it would still be impressive.
Would you have said that?
Yes.
I thought you'd say, Mac, you're an idiot, it's not going to happen.
No.
Oh, that's really nice of you.
I respect your opinion, Mac, and I value you as a human.
You're a kind soul. Oh, thanks, Pilly. Anyway, into the 23rd. And it's a faster approach from AVANT now, blowing open the door. Huge damage
Oh
taken,
no,
unfortunately.
this
and
game
APOC,
doesn't work.
No, he's fallen to the molly. Renegades shut it down with a single Molotov.
What
AVANT.
a way to lose a round, man.
That's it. They've completely tripped over their own feet there. And 5v2 already. Renegades looking to stop AVANT from leading the charge, and Hats as well. Perfect decision making, perfect line being held. And Blitz is slightly too far away to allow Sterling to go for a trade. There's a smoke between them. And now Sterling's onto 11. I think he's been smacked by a nade. Maybe actually spotted by Ince, who's hot on the heels of him. Renegades certainly looking to lock him down. Smoke retrieved as well there. But he's going to need a whole lot more than just utility. We're going to have to see some crazy rounds like over on Dust 2. Oh, there's some timing. Looks like he was spotted as well. Communication's been made. Rotations from Renegades back towards the A site.
Yeah, surely this off angle from the player at Silo should be enough. They got him completely surrounded. He's on 2 Harry Potters. There's no way.
Well, there can only be one Harry Potter. And Sterling, he's got a big, long wand, but it doesn't look like he's going to be creating any magic today. It's Malta finishing off the round and keeping Renegades in the lead, just barely 12-11.
All right. Wonder how this round's going to go, Mac. Let's see. But chilling out. Nothing crazy happening at this point.
That's just looking to hold off the charge, but AVANT not going this direction just yet. Wall of smokes it out as it's the deep ones again.
Yeah, over to the left side. Sicko, I think, is in towards Secret on the off angle with that AWP.
But AVANT, again, not going behind these smokes just yet. You can see Hazza is going to attempt it, but it is Dexter as well who manages to hold his ground over there. Blitz wants some redemption. Lots of noise being made over towards lobby, hunting for a wall bang, it seems, but it's Dexter getting it all done himself now. Offnu tries to make his way through, but it's Ince, the wall of the A site, stopping everyone from entering. Malta to close it as well onto APOC, and a huge hold. Was that 5 alive at the end from Renegades?
Yeah, that was a really good work from Inns. He flashes Dexter through those outer wall of smokes, gets him that kill, and then holds like a rock on the upper bomb site. Now AVANT, after a good streak of rounds, it's been a similar sort of tale. Renegades starts to hit back. It feels like both teams are kind of winning blocks of rounds. It's not back and forth. It's not like, oh, 1 for 1 for 1 for 1, pressuring the economy. This whole series really has just been one team wins 4 or 5 rounds and the next team wins 4 or 5 rounds and builds up their economy, and then the next team comes back and breaks their economy.
Well, if
Not usually how we see it go.
If the pattern continues, Pilsen, Renegades should be finding at least 2 more, which should be putting them onto a 15-11 scoreline. We'll see if AVANT can put a stop to the pattern and the devastation. They don't really have the buy to do it, but we saw an upset before, so they're surely able to get it done again. However, it is going to be Renegades making sure there's no ramp rush. Molly down early with 2 men in that position.
I'm pretty convinced that this could be a possibility. Better bit of firepower on the AVANT side. Got that hero AK and some upgraded pistols. Wouldn't be taking that for granted if I'm Renegades.
Great position from Hats, but unfortunately for him, AVANT, they're doing it again. I didn't think they were capable, but you cannot ever write these teams off. AVANT now still looking to secure this bomb plant.
That molly actually gets dissipated by the door smoke, which has created the space for Inns to push into windows here. A pretty critical position. And actually Renegades with control of decon and 2 in windows. This retake is definitely possible.
Oh, but with no armor, Hazza has just copped a hit
no.
from that nade. Second misses, so he's very fortunate. But the Molotov will force him out into the crosshairs of, I believe that's Malta there, unfortunately. He's going to continue to fight for as long as possible. Blitz now falling. APOC needs to clutch it 1v3, but none able to flick around in time. It's Ince making his way to site. Triple for the round, and 14 goes up on the board for Renegades. They just need 2 more to send it to the 3rd and final map of the series.
Yeah, not surprised to see them complete that retake. Even though they are in a 3-on-4, you have a couple armorless players on the tees, and the positions are just so solid for Renegades. You've got one towards door, one coming through window, one coming through decon. There's just so many angles that the tees have to worry about. You look at APOC at the end, he's getting shot from like 3 different spots. Very, very difficult to be under that kind of pressure. Even if you have the man advantage, the trade potential is just not really there when you're armorless and you don't have the rifles.
You could see that AVANT were looking for a faster approach into Hut there, but Renegades, with that early utility, will just shut them down early, but it hasn't stopped AVANT from making their way out of Hut. There's 3 men here to defend for Renegades, but they're all mopped up. 4 falling in a matter of seconds, and now AVANT continue.
Oh, Sicko dunks Hazard there with the nade, though, which is going to delay this bomb plant. Slows things down, and now into a 2-on-1. Definitely doable for Sicko. Bomb going down under Heaven. Re-smoke onto Annex, which is where Sicko's making his move.
Maybe a gap in the side, but it doesn't matter. Look at the timing. Sicko's made his way forward. Offnu, though. Great reaction to shut down the round. 2 for Offnu, 2 for APOC, and 12 on the board for AVANT. It's getting neck and neck towards the end. Maybe Kev was right.
This has put a big dent in Renegades' money. They're going to buy up here, but it's definitely scraping the bottom of the bank account. So if the hypothesis is that teams are winning streaks of rounds, AVANT picking this next round up would be a good way to get that streak going. Got a bit of a dead round here.
Yeah, so that will be reset. Match Medic will come back to fix things up shortly. But from this position, look, you were talking about that pattern. 3 rounds, not quite 4, were won by Renegades, and it's looking like it is AVANT's turn again.
Well, if they can win this round. If they win this round, they break the CT economy. If they lose this round, they're going to be facing match point. So, pretty critical. Can't afford Renegades to have that space. But then again, you know, it was OT in the last map. So
Well, that's it. If anything, AVANT will still have a 3rd map to attempt to cause this upper bracket upset. And look, if there's any place to do it, it is here. That'll get your confidence going. And the winner of this goes into the grand final for the Oceanic region of DreamHack Masters Spring.
I mean, it's hard enough to beat Renegades as it is, so getting yourself a 1-map advantage, assuming they come through that lower bracket, would be a good way to take a bit of the edge off.
Winner of this match secures themselves $5,000 US.
Very nice.
At least, at the bare minimum. And then if they win the grand final, 10,000. Double
nice.
or nothing. Well, not nothing. Double or
good.
Double or good, you know. So,
I
pretty
really
solid.
like this pause music. I feel like we're about to enter like a medical soap opera, like a medical drama. You know, Dr. Mac, how's the patient feeling today?
I'm sorry, Billy. The results don't look good.
What do you mean?
He's suffered a deep wound in the right leg. He'll continue to walk because it's Counter-Strike, but he's down to 15 HP for the round.
Not good. He might
So
pop an HE grenade or...
if Bogdan's Law comes into effect and he does get over towards Sterling, he may continue to fight with an AWP, but that's about all she's wrote. And any nades coming towards you, oh mate, you'll better have to thank the Lord if you survive that.
Well, thank whoever designed the mechanics for HE grenades, because if there's even a single pixel between you and the HE nade, you will survive.
That got fixed. Kinda. Let's be real.
Kinda.
It got a little bit better.
I've seen HE. I've got a bit better. I've still seen HE just completely fail for no reason.
Anyway, Dr. Mac has prescribed AVANT another round.
Good. Good save. Good save.
It's all they need to close this out 2-0. Oh, well, the music stopped, so we can go back to normal now. So
I don't think I'll ever be the same after that break. All right. See what AVANT's got for us. He's a big opportunity for them to break the economy of Renegades. Smoke onto the top of CT Red and straight into Annex and Molotovs over towards Warehouse. AVANT, you can see them jumping across, trying to wrap in towards Heaven's side where Sicko lies in wait. A nice shot to start things off and a second. This is going from bad to worse for AVANT. They've shown so many tells that they're going for that wrap towards Heaven. And Sicko's capitalized.
the faster approach has worked for the previous 2 rounds, but this time Renegades were at the ready. Sicko connecting everything with the AWP himself. Look, Hazard, APOC, and Sterling. The last 3 alive for AVANT. They've got the utility. Now they've got some decent positioning. But unfortunately for APOC, he has gone down to Ince here as he made his way through lowers. Ince sneaking his way to the stairwell just at the perfect moment. All the way to the back. There's the line. Oh, and it's not looking good for AVANT now. Hazard unable to go toe-to-toe here, but he does come back with a vengeance. Spots another man in vent, full control of the bomb and the lower site, although he doesn't know that Hats is here.
30 seconds, so many vertical crossfires that he has to deal with. Nice off angle from Hats, but it won't be needed. Sicko closes it out, a 3K for the man in a critical round to shut AVANT down, and now their money is in a bit of a sad state of affairs on a handful of the players. Looking like Renegades likely to push this through to a 3rd map. Very solid CT sides from both teams on Nuke. You love to see it. Tactical timeout.
And only 1 remaining afterwards as well.
Renegades' money is still not completely built up. Look, if AVANT can win these next 2 rounds back-to-back, you could definitely break that CT economy on the round where you chase match point, that 14-15 scoreline. So there's big potential for AVANT to actually push this into overtime, but they are going to have to dig extremely deep. See if they've got what it takes. Interesting. Ofnu's going to choose to not buy an SMG, even though... Oh, it's obviously not 14-15. Yeah, I'm getting ahead of myself. He's going to go for the P250.
Yeah, there's a long way to go, mate.
Yep. My brain's done that thing where it's skipped a few rounds and I'm like, should be buying a Mac 10. It's the last round. It's not. Either way, it is the left side wall of smokes. And once again, for AVANT, they're not going to use them. Grouping up in towards lobby side. It's going to be on Ins and Malta to hold down this uppers hit.
It worked out before for AVANT. Let's see if it happens again. They are just waiting for those smokes to fade, but in comes the hit. Blitz at the ready to trade. Malta falling. Ince from above is trying to make his way into a 3rd, but it is going to be Blitz to get that trade to work. Back to the 3v3, and the site is in control of AVANT. No cover on Annex. That is a huge risk to go for a plant like that, but it works out.
That's lying in wait in the vent as Dexter moves his way into Heaven. Sicko going to be flashing him out of Heaven any second now.
Trying to make his way through. Nade provides some coverage. Dexter falling, makes his way to site. Now Sterling finds Hats off new onto Dexter, and it looks like AVANT are about to turn this into another lifeline.
It's beautiful.
Sicko saving this AWP forward is necessary because there is nothing in the bank for Renegades here.
Want to see their money after this round. Oh, I actually can't put a buy together, Mac. They're going to probably have to buy pistols around this AWP, save for the next. The options for Renegades really are go for 2 dodgy buys or go for 1 dodgy buy and 1 good buy. And they're going to choose to go for 1 dodgy buy and 1 good buy.
Let's see if it's the answer. Renegades.
I love how, like, we've gotten to that point where Outer's Wall of Smokes has just gotten to this stage where you're seeing stuff like that. Like, nothing's even happening, and Sicko's like, gonna unrub a smoke 5 seconds into the round in case they throw a Molotov from T-spawn so I can get through to an aggressive angle. And then nothing happens, and he's just like, oh, well, yes, that's not happening. I'll just chill out, maybe.
So many levels.
Imagine someone who doesn't know this map or CS that well just watch something like that. They're like, what's he doing?
I'm going to throw that in a pug and say, I saw a pro do it. Beautiful. Well, this could be the last round, by the way. We've seen Renegades get the first pick, which is now... Look, if it ends on pistols like this, I'm going to cry.
It's still another map, it's fine. But you are right. It is the first pick going the way of Renegades. With that AWP, handful of pistols, AVANT just trying to wolfpack their way through Warehouse, applying pressure to ladder base and Heaven now, but with 40 seconds on the clock, they cannot afford to hesitate. They do not have the time to do so.
Oh, and Offnu misses an opportunity, but he gets a secondary. Sterling comes in to mop up the scraps. Hat's falling. And now there's no control here at the A site. Blitz completely infiltrating Heaven now. No flank to come through. Sicko trying to get that wall bang. It's Hazard to take him down. And now there's no AWP to play with. It's Dexter on the USB getting extra damage done as best he can. Now spots the other man, gets the AWP in hand, but it's Blitz to dish out the damage himself. All 3 T players are so low. Int's unable to deal it just yet. There it is. A deathly blow to Blitz and an upgrade for him as a reward, but the round still not looking like it's going to be won. Ince is just fully focusing with 2 HP on saving that AWP forward.
Well, AVANT, they have put themselves in a good position to try to push it to OT. Being very resilient today, continuing to apply pressure. It's very easy to just roll over and die against the team of Renegades calendar. Calendar?
Caliber.
Calendar? Well, they don't.
Calibre.
They do have a bit more chill of a calendar nowadays as well.
Yeah.
All right.
There's no real space to chill out in a situation like this. The pressure is high.
Full buy coming out for the Renegados. See what they're going to be doing with it. Close smoke. Sicko going to be going aggressive out towards T-Red.
Oh.
Many times I have seen the Renegades in a situation like this like to go aggressive rather than play it safe, and we're seeing it again in a critical round like this. Applying pressure to AVANT, hoping that they crumble. And that's a missed opportunity for Sicko.
That was crazy, and he gets it on the repeat. Hazard was ready, but he was not able to swing in time.
Well, capitalizes on the mistake that he made. Not bad. Going to give the man advantage here to Renegades. Hat's under pressure through ramp, but he's managed to stay alive and just fall back. He knows they're at an advantage. He's got the backup. One player joining him in windows.
Oh, and AVANT are about to force their hand here through Mega as well. Surely going to be spotted. There it is. Hat's falling. Blitz with the reaction. But do they expect the second man? Ince on the short side of window. Pulls it for one, but the trade's there for APOC. And now it's back to a 3v3 situation. Malta looking for a wall bang. And the cover's there. Util comes through as well. But Dexter can't stop the bomb from going down. Sterling on the trade again. It's a 2v2 now. AVANT, they're playing for overtime. Sicko turns it all up to Offnu now. AVANT, they need to get it done. And the bomb is going to be planted for Offnu. Renegades, they just need to figure out where he's standing.
Yeah,
they have no idea. They're looking the wrong direction. Oh, there he is, spotted finally. Sicko gets it done. There's time, there's a kit, and there it is. Second map going to go to Renegades. 16-14. Kev completely hit the nail on the head. We're going to all 3 for the first series of the night. We're going to break this one down for you in the post-match. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you soon.